Minnesota Vikings. This is a team injured last year. Kirk Cousins tore an Achilles. Justin Jefferson missed at least 4 weeks. That sucks. They had injuries and bad quarterback filling in on those injuries. So let's go 2023 results. They were 7-10. This team was 29th in rushing yards and 5th in passing yards. This is kind of the anti-Bears, where they were a great rushing team. Vikings are a great passing team. At least they were last year. They were 22nd in points scored. So we'll go over coaching changes and offensive line changes. Not really anything here that could help you get an edge over your league mates. A lot of people are coming back to the same spot that they were in. Their offensive line was fine last year. Nothing of note. Like, you're not going to get a great O-line, not a terrible O-line. Not a lot of changes here. So let's jump to quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins is out. J.J. McCarthy and Sam Darnold are in. Is that car alarm coming through real bad?
It's just coming through it all, and it's very funny. It's a real Sounds of the City situation.
It is a Sounds of the City here. Let's plan to pause. I'll try to close some windows.
No, just let it ride, brother. It's the Vikings. Nobody cares. So coaching changes, still kind of vibing what they've got. Their O-line preview, they were fine before. They will be fine. This seems to be a pretty consistent team at that position. QB, Kirk Cousins got $1 billion from the Atlanta Falcons to play until he's dead or until he's cut 2 years and give that position to a 200-year-old rookie.
Yes.
So J.J. McCarthy and Sam Darnold coming in, I don't see anybody touching any of these folks at the QB position, right?
If you're in a 2-quarterback league, I think whoever is starting is fine.
Okay.
As a QB2. I don't know that either one of them will be drafted because you assume that they're not playing 16 games. Yep. But just grab them and they'll be fine as a starter. I mean, this offense was 5th in passing yards with Josh Dobbs, Nick Mullins, like terrible quarterbacks.
Yeah. Running back position. So Madison and Akers are out.
Yes.
Who'd they bring in?
Aaron Jones coming over from the Packers. So he only started 11 games last year. I'll note he's 29. He was a little wishy-washy on whether or not he was going to play from week to week, just like unsure of his own health. Or maybe he knew, but in the news stories were making him seem unsure. To me, that sucks to own. You know, I'm looking at my team on Wednesday and thinking, is this guy going to start? He says he might. On Friday, he says he is and then doesn't play. That sucks. As a player, when he is playing, we did start to see a small tick downwards last year in his overall points per game. I still think he can be a lead guy, though. So they brought him in to be their one guy on an offense that's bottom of the league in rushing. He's being drafted, I think, somewhere in the 20s right now, and that's fine. It's not a massive risk if it doesn't work out.
Aaron Jones feels like one of the real mind freak kind of fantasy guys where, like, if you watch that division every week, he had really good games in the division, but still not something fantasy-wise that was as consistent as you'd like it to be.
No, not the consistency that I'm looking for. Behind him, Ty Chandler. I feel like if you're using Ty Chandler, he's going to fit in line with what you got from Alexander Madison and Cam Akers last year. Just not amazing, not a great rushing offense with those guys. I think the 29th in rushing was probably more a result of bad running backs than the team overall not being able to decide how to run someone.
Absolutely.
Receivers.
Wide receivers.
I will let you do those transitions. KJ Osborne is out. Justin Jefferson, he's a top 4.
Just got the biggest contract.
Biggest non-QB contract. He's the top 4 at the position in expert consensus rankings. I probably wouldn't take him as QB1. The only thing I'd say is if
receiver 1.
Yeah, well, obviously I wouldn't take him as QB1.
If I could, I would.
Not a lot of passing touchdowns from him. Which is odd.
QB2, like if he's out there, you could take him.
No. He's 4. I could see him at 1. I probably personally wouldn't. if in an auction league I wound up paying more than the top wide receiver just based on how that league breaks out, like that's fine. But he's amazing. We've said enough
amazing.
about him. Jordan Addison finished last year as 21 at wide receiver. He's ranked at 40. He's obviously moving up in the depth chart with KJ Osborne gone in his second year. I think 40 seems too low.
Absolutely. Yeah. He was very good. Granted, he did kind of have to move up to that wide receiver 1 position for a little while because of Jefferson being out, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
right?
but he
so
had
maybe
been,
he got a few more touches, but he was still very good.
he had been good before that. And there's not really a ton of other guys on this offense behind him. Like it's, I didn't even write down who else is on the team. It's like 6th round guys, or 6th year guys you haven't heard of, and not much else. For passing, it's going to be Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and tight end TJ Hawkinson when he returns from an ACL injury. We don't know what that looks like right now. He's not in rookie camp, obviously, because he's not a rookie. We don't really know anything about his health at this point and when he'll play. So we'll wait on that.
Big 3 takeaway for the Vikings. Justin Jefferson, obviously, if you can get him, he is who we thought he was.
Jefferson's amazing. I'm probably not going to draft Aaron Jones. Just seems like a headache to own. And then through camp, we'll wait and see what happens with TJ Hawkinson.
Addison should be your value pick from this team, though, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to be much better than 40. Moving on,